Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news now. Eagle fans, buckle up because there's some fresh, impactful news coming out of the NovaCare complex that you need to hear. The team made a significant move just recently, and it's one that could ripple through the entire NFC East and beyond. The Eagles have decided to waive defensive lineman Gabe Hall from their 53-man roster. This move on the surface might seem minor, but considering the timing and context, it's anything but. Gabe Hall, who was signed as an undrafted free agent out of Baylor in 2024, was mostly a practice squad guy throughout the season. He spent the entire season there, and although he got a shot to make the active roster and even saw 5 snaps against the Cowboys, his time with the team in terms of game action has been limited. This move comes right after an intriguing trade that the Eagles pulled off, trading away 2 future draft picks, specifically a 5th and a 6th-round pick in 2026, to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for running back and kick returner Tank Bigsby. Now, this trade is a clear indication that the Eagles are looking to bolster their offensive weapons, especially in the backfield and special teams. Tank Bigsby is a talented young player, and his addition is aimed at giving Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offense another dynamic element. It's a move that signals the team's confidence in their current core, but also a desire to add more explosiveness and versatility. But of course, the roster changes don't stop there. The Eagles also released running back Montrell Johnson from the practice squad, which might raise some eyebrows among fans. Johnson, who spent the offseason with the team before being waived on roster cutdown day, has now been re-signed to the practice squad. This shows that the Eagles see potential in him, but perhaps they're making room for the new addition, Tank Bigsby, and trying to keep the roster flexible for future moves. In terms of the other roster transactions, the team signed center guard Jake Majors to the practice squad. Majors, who played at Texas, went undrafted, but initially signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before being waived late in August due to injury. His signing indicates that the Eagles are looking to develop more depth along the offensive line, which is crucial considering how much the team relies on the protection for Jalen Hurts and the running game. Now, let's talk a little about Gabe Hall. Even though he didn't have a huge impact on the field, playing just 5 snaps against the Cowboys, his potential and developmental trajectory were still interesting. The Eagles saw enough in him to bring him up from the practice squad earlier in the season, but as with many young players, roster spots are tight, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made. It's a bit of a roster shakeup, but it's also part of the NFL's constant search for the right mix of talent, experience, and potential. This move also highlights the Eagles' ongoing strategy of balancing their roster. They're clearly focused on bolstering the offense with Bigsby, while keeping their defensive line options flexible. It's a delicate dance, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC East, where every game counts and every roster adjustment can make a difference. The Cowboys, Giants, and Washington Commanders are all gunning for the top, so Philadelphia is making sure they have the right pieces in place. And speaking of the Cowboys, the recent game between the Eagles and Dallas was a testament to how tough and competitive this division really is. The Eagles came out on top, winning 24-20 in a nail-biter that kept fans on the edge of their seats. The game was a showcase of resilience, strategic play calling, and gritty defense. Jalen Hurts was once again a leader on the field, making key plays and keeping the offense moving when it mattered most. The defense, despite some moments of vulnerability, stepped up in critical situations, especially in the red zone. This game also underlined the importance of depth on the roster. Every snap, every substitution, every special teams play can be the difference between victory and defeat. That's why moves like waiving Gabe Hall and signing new players like Jake Majors are so significant. They're part of the bigger picture of building a team capable of competing at the highest level. especially in a division where every team has playoff aspirations. Looking at the bigger picture, the Eagles' current roster and recent moves reveal a team that's always looking to improve, adapt, and stay ahead of the competition. Their focus on developing younger players like Gabe Hall and Montrell Johnson shows that they're thinking long-term, not just about this season, but about sustaining success in the years to come. The addition of Tank Bigsby adds a new dimension to their offensive arsenal, giving Jalen Hurts another reliable option in the backfield, and possibly enhancing their explosiveness in the passing game as well. And let's not forget the coaching staff's role in all of this. Coach Sirianni and his staff are known for their strategic flexibility and ability to adapt based on the opponent. Their game plans often emphasize a balanced attack, leveraging both the run and the pass effectively. The recent game against the Cowboys showcased that approach beautifully, with the offense mixing runs, short passes, and big plays to keep Dallas guessing. The defense, meanwhile, has shown resilience, particularly in recent weeks, despite some challenges. The roster moves reflect that ongoing effort to refine and perfect that balance. Fans, I have to say the division is more competitive than ever. The Giants are rebounding after a rough start, the Cowboys remain tough and disciplined, and Washington is always lurking with surprises. The Eagles, with their combination of seasoned veterans and young talent, are aiming for yet another deep playoff run. But in the NFL, no team can rest on their laurels, and every roster move counts. The move involving Gabe Hall might seem small, but it's all part of the bigger chess game that the Eagles are playing to stay at the top of their division. Now, what does all this mean for the fans? Well, it means that the Eagles are always looking ahead, always trying to stay one step ahead of their rivals. The addition of Tank Bigsby could be a game-changer down the stretch, especially if he gets integrated into the offense quickly. The team's depth at key positions like defensive line, offensive line, and running back will be tested as the season progresses. But if there's one thing Eagles fans know, it's that this team has resilience, talent, and a fighting spirit that's hard to match. The roster moves, the strategic trades, they all point to a team that's determined to keep its championship window open and to give Jalen Hurts the best possible chance to lead them to another Super Bowl. In closing, I want to emphasize that the NFL is a constantly evolving league, and the Eagles are proving once again that they're not afraid to make bold moves. Whether it's waiving a young player like Gabe Hall or trading future draft picks for a dynamic offensive weapon like Tank Bigsby, they're playing the long game, but also focusing on the present. This balancing act is what makes them so exciting to watch, and it's why fans like you are so passionate about this team. The NFC East is fierce, but the Eagles are showing that they're not just in the game, they're here to dominate. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on these roster changes? Do you think adding Tank Bigsby will give the offense that extra spark they need? And how do you see Gabe Hall's departure affecting the defensive line moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team itself. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest news about the Philadelphia Eagles. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this ride going.